Moving on to the question, the answer that everybody wants to know. Austin, what's your decision? Never mind. No. I'm
It's
playing that.
stupid.
I'm playing, but not. So, you know, 11 years, well, not 11 years ago, not on this day, but it happened October 2nd. My favorite basketball documentary dropped on October 2nd. Of course, it's October, 4th right now, when we're recording. But More Than a Game, that is my favorite basketball documentary.
I already knew it.
You are Dennis. You
Once
remember?
you said 11 years ago, the first thing came to mind was Drake Forever video. Yeah, I was like, oh, he's going to the LeBron documentary, y'all.
Right. Exactly. It came out October 2nd, 2009. So for me, that's one of my personal favorites. It always hit home. And like, for me, I think 2009 was, a pivotal, experience for me in terms of being a LeBron fan, right? Because we're just talking about in the 2009 Eastern Conference Finals where LeBron, hit the shot around the world against the Orlando Magic in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals over Hedo Turkoglu. Like, I remember, Mo Williams inbounding the pass, LeBron, kind of nudging Hedo off, and kind of rising up and hitting that three, for the win. And like a lot of people don't remember, Hedo Turkoglu actually he had a shot, just before LeBron shot, that kind of put him in a bind. And if LeBron doesn't make that shot, Cleveland goes down 2-0. That's another big lead they blown after game one. But for me, I think that's one. Like, I think that's why it's one of my more so favorite basketball documentaries ever. You talk about LeBron and the Akron Fab Five. You got Sion, you got Willie, you got Rome, you got Drew. Of course, you got Drew Joyce, senior, the second. And like I said, I think that's just my favorite for me. And of course, like everybody that knows me, I'm a big Drake fan. So, last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Shout out to that Sprite commercial too, man. But like, that's like two of my favorite people, like two of my favorite icons. Especially like right now, that's why More Than a Game wins it for me. So for any listener that got it right before I said it, I'm gonna give y'all a special shout out. But to end it with you three guys, what are some of your favorite basketball movies, or your overall favorite basketball movie of all time?
Oh, that's easy.
Space Jam
for me.
Yeah, I know you're gonna say Space Jam. You gonna say Space Jam?
Nah, that man Jesus.
Oh, oh my goodness, Jesus
Shuttlesworth.
Yes,
yeah,
sir,
bro. I like that movie. That's a great.
Does
movie.
it have to be one, or because I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of hard for me, bro. If I have to pick
Yeah.
one,
What?
That's just number one for me. But everything else is like kind of tied.
Well, Vlad, give me your top three. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a leash. Go ahead, give me your top three.
all right. So I agree with Jalen that Jesus Shuttleworth movie. He got game. Coach Carter for sure, definitely.
Okay.
And shoot, a third one. I'll probably say Hurricane season, because with Hurricane Katrina and Louisiana.
Forrest Whitaker was in that movie.
Forrest Whitaker, yeah. So I'll say those are my top three.
Vlad, I'm surprised you remember that. Like, a lot of people actually don't. That's under the movie radar. Like, that's one of those movies that didn't go big in theaters, but it was every black person has seen it at least more than 2 times on
that
BET.
was a great movie. That was a great movie, man. That was a great movie.
So yeah. So Dennis, what is your favorite basketball movie, or a couple of your favorite basketball movies of all time?
I'd say I'll have to say Thunderstruck, Like Mike, and Love and Basketball. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That man said Thunderstruck. I love him basketball.
You talking about when Katie got his power taken away?
I'm
trying so hard to be like Mike.
I'm gonna say he got game, Coach Carter, and Space Jam, like hands down my top three.
Yeah, I think for a lot of kids, Space Jam, or Space Jam came out 96, right?
I think so.
That 96. So basically, that was before like a lot of us were like Dennis. You, of course, you're one of the oldest people. Like, hold on, who is older, Vlad or Dennis? Which one of you guys is older?
How old is
I'm
Dennis?
older than Black. I'm probably older than Black by 2. I'm 24.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I'm 23. I'll be 24 in April.
Okay, so Dennis probably got this. He got to sit a little little early before I did, right? Because I was born in '98. So like of course one of my favorite characters was Bugs Bunny. That's my favorite Looney Tunes characters of all time.
Top tier, man. Top tier.
Don't make fun of me, guys. But when I was younger, I did have a Tweety Bird and a and a Bugs Bunny blanket in my crib. So that's a little inside secret, So don't go spilling that all around. All right.
I mean the Bugs is straight, but the Tweety, I'm kind of thinking about that one right there. You
kind of got me on the fence with that one.
You kind of got me raising the eyebrow right
here. Oh man. Hey, but nah, like in terms of like more than a game, like it was crazy, just seeing LeBron's rise from a high school phenomenon, being on the cover of Sports Illustrated at the age of 17 in his junior year, and just like it was crazy, and all the hype that surrounded him, and how he basically surpassed expectations as well. Shout out to my GOAT once again. But like it was crazy, and Dennis, you this more than anybody, right? Since you're a battle rapper, like in this term, like when we were younger, we probably didn't see the impact Drake, or see the impact that Drake, Wayne, and and Kanye had on one track. But like now that we look back on it, you like, hold up, yo, these are like like at that point in time, in 2009, like early 2009, 2010s, like you talk about these dudes were like, Drake just came off of So Far Gone, came off a tour with Lil Wayne, and like you talking about like four out of the top, arguably 4 out of the top 5 rappers at that time on one track. Like we don't get that anymore, and I don't think we'll ever get that again. In terms of like top rappers, joining on one track, because everybody wants to do their own thing now. But to have like 4 out of the top 5 rappers at that time on one track, like that was very impactful.
And you talk about 4 artists that was like still at their prime at that time. Drake was just entering his prime, but Lil Wayne and Kanye was still in their prime at that time.
Right. And Dennis, I don't know how much like for me, like I'm a big Drake fan, and like it wasn't until like earlier like this year, like when I mean this year, I mean a couple months ago, where I listened and to like the whole comeback season, like Asthma Team. He was like, Austin, you late to that, man.
I'm like, bro,
that's 2007.
How late you are to this?
No, Dennis, but in 2007 I was in 2nd grade, so I didn't I wasn't Drake. Like for me, like I started hopping on Drake like 2009 2010, more so 2010 when NBA 2K11 came out. He had the song Over. This is what I'm gonna do till it's over. Like that's when I kind of hopped on the Drake train. But then it's Replacement Girl, man, like that right there with Trey Songz.
Oh boy,
right. You late to the game. Come on.
Oh boy, ladies, make some noise if you wanna be my replacement girl.
That song came in clutch when I broke up with my girl, boy. That song came in clutch. I'm just saying that young puppy love, man. That's all I'm gonna say, young puppy love. But that song came in clutch, though.
Hey, that man Drake killed me when he was like, he basically said, this album's for my fans, but yo, this hook is for my ex. I'm like, Drake. I'm like, bro, I should have known you was destined for greatness, like at that point, bro. Like you spin cold bars like that. I'm like, yo, right. you crazy, bro. You wildin'.
Hey man, hey, Drake might as well take you on tour. Austin let you rap the song.
I'm about to say,
Austin.
Yeah, you his biggest fan. Like how I am with J. Cole. That's how you is with
Drake. Yeah.